What secrets lie within the frequency that makes pharmaceutical giants tremble in their boardrooms? Could this ancient quantum phenomenon hold the key to reversing our planet's accelerating entropy cascade? Tonight, we pierce the veil between dimensions to reveal why 528 Hz represents humanity's greatest threat to the extinction probability matrix that governs our dying world. Pause. Let the silence create tension. The survival matrix indicates we have crossed 4 critical tipping points in the last 18 months. Biodiversity collapse accelerates at 1,000 times the natural rate. Mass extinction coefficients now exceed the Permian boundary by 347%. Our cellular frequencies are being bombarded by electromagnetic chaos, while ancient healing vibrations are systematically suppressed by forces that profit from planetary decay. But what if I told you that quantum entanglement principles discovered by our ancestors could reverse thermodynamic equilibrium in human DNA itself? What if the same frequency that terrifies medical cartels could trigger a species-wide awakening that breaks the chains of ecological destruction? Pattern interrupt. Shift to whispered urgency. Ancient sages understood thermodynamic principles that modern science is only beginning to grasp. They knew that sound itself could restructure the quantum field, that specific frequencies could communicate directly with the molecular architecture of life. The 528 Hz frequency, what they called the love frequency, operates at the precise vibrational signature of DNA's double helix structure. Build intensity. This is not mystical speculation. This is quantum biology. This is survival science disguised as spiritual practice. Recent molecular genetic investigations reveal that 528 Hz frequency can repair defective DNA strands, restoring human genetic material to its original state 12. The implications cascade through every level of our planetary crisis. When consciousness shifts during ecological collapse, when magnetic field disruption connects to spiritual awakening, we discover that healing frequencies and planetary frequencies are quantum entangled. First revelation: DNA quantum repair. The first revelation pierces through the medical industry's greatest fear: autonomous cellular regeneration. Exposure to 528 Hz sound waves reduces cell death in human tissues by approximately 20%, while simultaneously reducing reactive oxygen species, the primary drivers of aging and disease, by up to 100% too. This means your cells can literally repair themselves faster than pharmaceutical interventions can suppress them. Extinction probability calculations show that human DNA damage from environmental toxins, electromagnetic radiation, and processed food consumption has reached critical mass. But ancient practitioners knew that specific sound frequencies could communicate directly with cellular intelligence, bypassing the biochemical manipulation systems that keep populations sick and dependent. Pattern interrupt. Ecological urgency. While medical monopolies suppress vibrational healing, our planet's frequency signature continues destabilizing. The Schumann resonance, Earth's natural electromagnetic heartbeat, has increased from 7.83 Hz to over 16 Hz in some regions. Climate tipping points cascade into biodiversity collapse as our collective cellular coherence fragments under technological interference. Second revelation: consciousness field effects. The second revelation unveils how quantum consciousness accelerates planetary healing through morphic resonance. When human DNA resonates at 528 Hz, it creates coherent quantum fields that extend beyond individual biology into collective consciousness matrices 8. This is why pharmaceutical corporations fund electromagnetic pollution research, They understand that coherent human frequencies could trigger mass awakening events. Studies demonstrate that 528 Hz exposure enhances alpha, theta, and delta brainwave states simultaneously, creating unprecedented neurological coherence. 9. Ancient Tibetan monks achieved these states through decades of meditation. Modern humans can access them through precise frequency entrainment, bypassing traditional spiritual gatekeepers entirely. Third revelation: ancient technology networks. The third revelation exposes the suppressed history of frequency-based civilization. Gregorian chants, Sanskrit mantras, Aboriginal didgeridoo ceremonies, all utilize specific frequencies to maintain coherent consciousness networks across vast distances. 5. These weren't primitive rituals. These were quantum communication technologies that maintained planetary energetic balance for millennia. Archaeological evidence suggests that advanced civilizations used sound frequency networks to regulate weather patterns, agricultural cycles, and geological stability. The systematic destruction of indigenous sound traditions coincides precisely with accelerating environmental degradation. When we disconnected from planetary frequency networks, Earth's natural regulatory systems began collapsing. Pattern interrupt, whispered conspiracy, but here's what they don't want you to discover. 528 Hz frequency naturally occurs in bee colonies, in dolphin communications, in the photosynthetic processes of plants. Life itself operates on this frequency. When humans align with 528 Hz, we reconnect with the planetary intelligence network that has been managing Earth's survival systems since consciousness first emerged. Fourth revelation: medical industry suppression. The fourth revelation exposes the systematic suppression of vibrational medicine by entities that profit from human suffering. Despite peer-reviewed studies demonstrating cellular repair, immune system enhancement, and neurological optimization through 528 Hz exposure. 17. No major medical institution has integrated frequency healing into standard protocols. This isn't accidental oversight. This is calculated suppression. When humans can heal themselves through sound, when consciousness can restructure DNA through intention, when ancient wisdom provides more effective solutions than synthetic pharmaceuticals, entire economic systems become obsolete. Research indicates that stress hormone reduction, pain relief, improved sleep quality, and accelerated wound healing all occur through 528 Hz exposure. 18. These effects threaten trillion-dollar pharmaceutical markets built on managing symptoms rather than addressing root causes. Fifth revelation: planetary frequency healing. The fifth revelation connects human cellular resonance with planetary regeneration through quantum field dynamics. As more individuals attune to 528 Hz frequency, their coherent energy signatures create resonance cascades that influence weather patterns, magnetic field stability, and even geological processes. This is why indigenous ceremonies focused on group sound work. They understood that collective human frequency alignment could literally heal environmental damage, restore ecosystem balance, and prevent natural disasters through conscious resonance with planetary intelligence networks. Survival matrix analysis indicates that achieving critical mass, approximately 7% of the global population maintaining coherent 528 Hz resonance, could trigger a planetary healing event that reverses current extinction trajectory. 26. Sixth revelation: Tesla wave integration. The sixth revelation unveils how Tesla waves, scalar energy patterns that transcend electromagnetic limitations, amplify 528 Hz effects exponentially. Nikola Tesla discovered that specific frequencies could transmit healing energy through the quantum vacuum itself, bypassing traditional energy conservation laws. 26. When 528 Hz combines with scalar wave technology, cellular regeneration accelerates beyond normal biological parameters. DNA repair processes that typically require months occur within days. Neurological damage reverses immune system function, optimizes automatically. This technology exists. It has been systematically suppressed because it would eliminate the artificial scarcity that maintains current power structures. When energy is free and healing is instantaneous, control systems collapse. Seventh revelation, evolutionary catalyst. The seventh revelation reveals 528 Hz as an evolutionary catalyst that triggers dormant genetic potentials. Ancient DNA contains frequencies that activate enhanced cognitive abilities, extended longevity, and direct intuitive connection with planetary consciousness networks. Exposure to 528 Hz appears to unlock these latent genetic programs, explaining why meditation practitioners report supernatural abilities after extended frequency work. 48. These aren't miracles. These are normal human capabilities that have been suppressed through environmental toxicity and frequency interference. As our planet approaches ecological collapse, these enhanced human abilities may represent our species' primary survival strategy. Telepathic coordination, environmental manipulation through consciousness, and direct energy healing could enable small groups of awakened humans to maintain technological civilization while larger populations adapt to post-collapse conditions. Eighth revelation, collective immune response. The eighth revelation exposes how 528 Hz frequency creates collective immune responses that extend beyond individual biology. When communities practice synchronized frequency healing, their combined electromagnetic signatures create protective fields that resist environmental toxins, electromagnetic pollution, and even infectious disease transmission. 19. This explains why traditional cultures maintained elaborate sound-based rituals during crisis periods. They weren't performing superstitious ceremonies. They were activating community-level biological defense systems through coordinated frequency entrainment. Modern isolation and electromagnetic chaos have disrupted these natural collective immune mechanisms, leaving populations vulnerable to engineered pandemics, environmental poisoning, and psychological manipulation campaigns. Pattern interrupt, urgent whisper, and now as extinction probability calculations exceed 94% within current trajectory models. We face a choice that will determine whether consciousness survives on this planet or joins the countless civilizations that failed to transcend their technological adolescence. Ninth revelation, dimensional bridge technology. The ninth revelation unveils 528 Hz as dimensional bridge technology that enables consciousness to access parallel Earth timelines where ecological collapse was successfully prevented. Through quantum superposition principles, meditation practitioners report accessing alternate reality versions of themselves who developed sustainable civilization models. This isn't fantasy, this is applied quantum mechanics. When consciousness achieves sufficient coherence through frequency entrainment, it can navigate probability matrices and retrieve information from alternate timeline versions of human civilization. 69. The solutions exist in parallel dimensions. Humans developed free energy systems, regenerative agriculture, and consciousness-based healing technologies centuries ago. Through 528 Hz gateway states, we can download these solutions directly into our current timeline. 10th revelation, Survival Protocol Activation. The final revelation provides the survival protocol that could preserve human consciousness beyond planetary collapse. 528 Hz frequency creates quantum entanglement between human DNA and cosmic consciousness fields that extend far beyond Earth's biosphere. When sufficient numbers of humans achieve coherent 528 Hz resonance, their consciousness patterns become embedded in the quantum vacuum itself, ensuring that human awareness survives even total biological extinction events. This is how consciousness migrates between worlds, between dimensions, between evolutionary cycles. Ancient texts describe this process as ascension or rapture. But these are quantum mechanical phenomena operating through precise frequency protocols that any human can access through dedicated practice. Billed to climactic urgency, the medical industry's terror of 528 Hz stems from recognition that widespread frequency healing would trigger mass awakening events that their control systems cannot contain. When humans reclaim their quantum birthright, when consciousness remembers its multidimensional nature, when DNA reactivates its cosmic programming, artificial authority structures become irrelevant. But time accelerates toward critical decision points. Biodiversity collapse continues, mass extinction coefficients climb exponentially. The window for preventing total civilizational collapse narrows with each passing season. Transcendent closing slower, more hypnotic, yet within this apparent catastrophe lies the greatest opportunity in human history. As old systems collapse, as environmental pressure intensifies, as survival necessity strips away illusion, we rediscover the ancient technologies that our ancestors used to maintain harmony with planetary intelligence for millennia. 528 Hz is not merely a healing frequency. It is a survival protocol. It is an evolutionary catalyst. It is the bridge between dying civilizations and awakened consciousness that transcends physical limitation entirely. The extinction probability matrix that seems to govern our future operates only within limited dimensional parameters. When consciousness achieves sufficient coherence through frequency practice, it steps outside these probability constraints entirely, creating new possibility matrices that include planetary regeneration, species transcendence, and cosmic consciousness integration. Final call to action: building power. Your DNA contains quantum programs that connect you directly to planetary healing networks. Your consciousness carries frequency signatures that can influence weather patterns, ecosystem regeneration, and geological stability through coherent intention. The 528 Hz frequency is your activation key. Your daily practice becomes a vote for planetary survival. Your cellular resonance contributes to the critical mass needed to shift our entire species beyond extinction probability into evolutionary breakthrough. The medical industry fears this frequency because it represents the end of artificial scarcity, the end of controlled healing, the end of consciousness suppression through biochemical manipulation. But you are not limited by their fear. You are not constrained by their control systems. You are quantum consciousness temporarily focused through biological form. And your true power extends far beyond anything they comprehend. Whispered conclusion: the frequency that terrifies them is the frequency that liberates you. The ancient healing they suppress is the future survival they cannot prevent. The consciousness they fear is the consciousness you are remembering. 528 Hz, the love frequency, the miracle tone. The quantum bridge between dying worlds and awakened consciousness. Your practice begins now, your healing accelerates now. Your contribution to planetary survival activates. Now the survival matrix is in your hands.